the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks. Well, for Atlanta, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. For the Hawks over the last few years, they've brought in some faces and tactics from San Antonio. Shaq, are they really the San Antonio Spurs East, as we've heard in recent years?
Well, Coach Budenholzer was a former San Antonio Spurs assistant. They run a similar motion offense with spacing and the ball movement. They're not the Spurs yet because they don't have any players that can create ISO plays and get players other shots.
What I like about that team, Ernie, is every player on that team, just put their ego aside. They're not worried about the numbers, and winning is all costs, and winning is first. And when you see that in a team, then that is the hallmark of the San Antonio Spurs organization. Egos aside, winning first.
Atlanta, 4 All-Stars, and a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2015. Let us get down to Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the opening tip.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Atlanta Hawks come into town in this game. The NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. Still out of the lineup is Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. They want him healthy.
Yeah, Kevin, that's just terrible news. Never what you want to hear or see. With an injury of that severity, it's hard to imagine we're going to see him back out there anytime soon.
And you know what? You just got to push on. I mean, really next man up. And I think they understand the situation. There's no time frame. And so they just have to adjust the rotation and try to carry on as well they can.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Cephalosha in at the 3 slot. The Hornets shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
A big dip in performance here for the Hornets last year. In 2014, they were very tough to beat at home, and that was not the case in 2015.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled to string together those defensive runs at home, and in the end, that led to their less than stellar record.
And Williams drops them both.
And, you know, that record for the Hornets last year at home, they ended up going 19-22, 6 fewer wins than they had in 2014 when they last made the playoffs.
Now, here's Teague. Korver, no luck. Walker with it to the middle. Here's Williams. That fall. Nice feed that time from Walker.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass. And getting back to the Hornets, they were the worst shooting team in the league at home. And they have to remedy that in a hurry. Shot only 42% here last season.
And the basket good.
Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Williams, a screen on Teague. And it's Walker penetrating. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Hornets on defense now. 4-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And it's a tough game to lose. I mean, they actually put up a pretty solid effort, I thought. But when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Well, Greg, I think you've got to try to convert the positives. Take them into the momentum of your next game and use them for momentum, and then take what you did well and double down the efforts here tonight.
Here's Jefferson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Jefferson's got his first points in this one.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Teague. He had 37 points in the win against Charlotte. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Walker dishes to Batum. Now the feed to Jefferson. Shot from 6, and it's sent back by Horford. And it's Korver off the drive. Outside Teague. Fires the 3. No good. And Charlotte will come the other way. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to talk with Mike Budenholzer for just a moment. I asked him what their focal point would be defensively, and he said that Al Jefferson is at the top of their scouting report. With his smooth, low-post repertoire and mid-range shooting touch, he can put up points in a hurry. He said they'll try to steer him to his left hand as much as possible and just hope for the best. Kevin, we'll see if they can force him into a tough night.
All right, Doris. Now here's Batum, following the miss by Al Horford. 13 feet away. And again, the Hornets missing. Passes to Millsap. Outside for Korver. Walker against Teague. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Well, you just watched Jeff Teague. He's a natural scorer. Clark, he's also made steady improvement as a playmaker.
Yeah, you look at his assist rate, Kevin, well in the top 10 in the league. He's cut down on his turnovers as well. You can tell he's starting to really figure it out, and the game is slowing down for him.
Now, here's Walker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Teague kicks to Horford. Hawks passing it around. And Teague, here we go. And good on the basket. Book it. Teague's got 6. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Screen by Jefferson. Walker the pass to Jefferson. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Big time finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim, too, just for good measure.
Yeah, but guys, nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating every now and then.
So it's the Hawks now. After the basket by Charlotte. Back to Korver. This one for 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Look at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks. It was a win against Charlotte.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have. Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Back to Teague. And there's the pass to Horford. It's rebounded by Jefferson.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. And there's Korver on the assist by Teague. Korver's got 5 points so far.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Millsap misses. Charlotte in the lead. And it's Walker penetrating, and the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
The Hawks making a switch here. Splitters checked in.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the league. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field. Just thinking again about Kemba Walker's field goal percentage, Greg. You were talking about shot under 40%, Clark, from the floor last year.
Yeah, and I think so much of shooting percentage is a function of shot selection. That's 3 out of the last 4 seasons now, under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
Here's Walker after the basket by Atlanta. He dishes it to Jefferson. That's good. Jefferson's got 10 points in the game.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
The Hawks were fantastic last season. After the All-Star break, they did slip up a bit, struggled against teams over 500.
The Hawks trail by 3. Teague dishes to Korver. Past a Splitter. He kicks it to Teague. Feeds it to Horford. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. They lost the last 3 games of the regular season, Clark, and really just limped into the playoffs. Some of it might have just been fatigue.
Yeah, it could have been. And their play at the end of the season did leak into the playoffs, Kevin. I mean, you could see very quickly that they weren't the same team that looked so dominant during the regular season.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top 3-point shooters. Kyle Korver on top.
Well, for him, it was one of the best years he could have behind the 3-point line. A dream year behind the arc for this guy. He was the #1 3-point shooter in the league.
Now here's Teague. He's got 6. There's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
And here's Korver following the 3-pointer by Nicholas Batum. Right side Teague. No good. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Victory eluded them last time in Atlanta when they faced the Hawks.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
Here's Cephalosha following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Cephalosha passes to Horford. Can they get it? And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
That's good from Horford.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game.
Here's what Charlotte's doing with right now. Hawes comes in for Williams, and Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Nicholas Batum. And Al Horford drops them both.
And for Horford last year, the numbers were down a bit,